Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
I hate D. Snyder. Hail and kill.
Why would you say that, Tim?
And I know people in the chat room hate me, but too bad.
Well, we like you, Tim, and we let you on the show regardless of that. So that's all that matters.
I'm just confused. Like I know you're talking about different people hating each other and stuff, and negative emotion can be good, but I love D. Snyder, but I'm actually beginning to hate the guy.
Why? What did he do or say that disagrees with your ideology or your viewpoint?
He's like, I don't think that Twisted Sister got their just due or whatever in a recent interview, and I'm going, dude, you had one double platinum album at best. One double platinum album, and he's it's like he's trying to. I mean, Twisted Sister are a great band. Don't get me wrong, but when you really look at the success that they had, it wasn't huge. I mean, bands like Rat were bigger than Twisted Sister.
Right, but here's the point in all that, Tim. Is D. Snyder entitled to his opinion, and are you entitled to disagree with it?
Yes.
Okay, so do you have to dislike the guy because he says something that you disagree with?
No, it's not. I don't dislike him because he said something I disagree with. I dislike the fact that he's coming across as delusional because. I mean, it's you can't even
Tim,
compare.
Hold on, Tim. I want to stop you right there and ask you a serious question. Do you think people would find it delusional to hear about a guy that took it in the ass that now praises God and goes to church weekly?
No, because that's a different thing because it happened. So. Actually, in all fairness, no, that didn't really happen to me. Happened kind of for a split second, and then it hurt, and I decided I didn't want to do it anymore. But
wait a minute. You can't just blow by that one. So you did get rammed in the ass, but just slightly.
It was one of those situations. I'll only put the tip in.
Oh, let's hear it from Tim. What happened, Tim?
Look, we were young. We were both about 15, and we had no clue about much.
Tim, did he have an impressive hog?
Did what?
Did he have an impressive cock?
Yeah, it was a lot bigger than mine.
So how does this work, Tim? What does he say? I know you didn't know a lot, but what does a guy say to convince another guy, all right, let's try that? How does that conversation go?
It's a mutual decision.
Well, but how does it go? Does he at some point you'll put his finger in your ass and you're like, that's not enough, or what?
The whole thing. I mean, this went over about a year and a half.
All right, so he did it to you for a year and a half?
We did it. Yeah, we did it to each other.
But how do you? That first time is what I'm interested in. How did you end up convincing a guy or being convinced by a guy to let him bang you in the ass? What's the conversation? What is said that automatically says where you go, you know what? Maybe not a bad idea tonight.
Good. It was things just progressed over time.
But how does it progress? I mean, were you blowing him and you were like, why don't you fucking stick it in my old bunghole?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. So was it that you guys were just kind of like awkward and backward and you couldn't attract girls, so it was just easier to turn to your guy friend and say, hey, we can't get a chick. I want to know what the warmth and the tightness of a pussy was like, but I can't get one, so your asshole will do?
No, it was just like it all started because I remember the day that it started actually, but it all just started because I was like, I'm not going to mention the guy's name.
Well, you don't need to mention names.
I was like, do you masturbate? He's like, yeah, to you, and
To you?
Started the soggy say-oh bit, and then one thing led to another.
Oh, no, you can't just one thing led to another. I've never once asked another guy if they masturbate and then said, well, all right, why don't I fuck you in the ass? That's never happened.
No, it didn't happen like that.
Well, how did it happen? That's what we're asking you.
Well, it progressed. It progressed over like a year and a half.
All right, so how many times did you suck his cock before you took it in the ass? 10?
Well,
More than 10?
probably, yeah. I mean, we used to do it every week.
All right, so you got a couple dozen nuts in your mouth, and then you went and moved forward and said what? And then how do you decide that that's not enough? And you wanted to.
Okay. Well, let me put that question back to you.
All right, go ahead.
Right? Because and you can draw the same conclusions with a chick, right?
Okay.
Because you're dating this chick.
Yeah.
And then you start kissing, and then you go out a few times, and maybe you get a feel the breast, and then maybe you get the finger, and then the finger bang, and then it just progresses over the time until you're both completely nude on the bed having sex.
But the difference is with a chick, you progress from one hole to another.
Huh?
With a chick,
What do
you
you mean?
progress from the mouth to the pussy to the ass. With a dude, you're missing one.
Yeah, it's true. We were just young and stupid and experimenting.
Did you enjoy it?
At the time, I did. Yeah, of course I did.
How many times did you do it?
I mean, I didn't enjoy the anal sex. That's why that was literally only literally 30 seconds, and then we never did it again.
Did you stop because he
Because it
blew his
hurt.
load, or did you stop because it just hurt so bad?
Because it hurt. We didn't know about lube. We didn't know about any of that stuff. We tried to use Vaseline.
It was a dry fuck?
Yep.
Ouch.
You took a fucking dry cock in your ass.
Well, I don't think it actually got all the way in there. But
Wow.
Jesus, did you have hemorrhoids after?
no.
I would have thought
But
it
it
would have
hurt.
unfolded that whole thing like an accordion. Holy smokes!
And the only other time I've ever done that with a bloke was when I did it to them.
Did you enjoy that?
And that was all right.
Yeah. When you pull out your dick from fucking a guy, is it all covered with fucking shit?
It was, yes.
Ew.
Well, you asked.
I did. And then what do? Do you say, hey, hold on a minute, I gotta go wipe my dick off?
No, I just took the rubber off and threw it away.
Oh, well, it's at least you knew enough to use a condom.
Did you have to go into another room because the condom smelled so bad?
I can't remember that. No, I don't think so.
I mean, you can't just throw it in the garbage. Before long, your whole room will smell like shit.
I can't remember what we did with the condom.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
We might have stuck it in the bathroom as a memento every time the guy walks back in the bathroom.
That room must have smelled like you dropped a bottle of bleach in the barn. Ugh.
Nah, I've never been that into it, actually.
Well, by the way, Tim, this discussion is just putting Jackal over the edge.
now Jackal will really think that I fucked Thayer.
So Tim, what kind of advice will you give Hannah about anal sex?
So I'll just say, I'll tell her, if the bottom line is, I'll just say, look, I did some stupid things when I was younger, and quite frankly, I regret those things.
Right. Will you tell her that you were banging dudes in the ass?
Is it necessary to reveal that to your daughter?
Well, if she asks me about this or she asks me about that, I'm not going to lie to her.
Yeah, but what child would think that their dad was banging a guy in the ass and say, "Hey, Dad, did you ever fuck another guy?"
Maybe she's looking up her dad on the internet and comes across a certain interview.
Well, hopefully it'll be when she's older. She's only 8. Anyway.
You do go to church. We've heard about the pastors.
What's that supposed to mean? What do you mean?
We know what the pastors like to do with little kids.
Yeah, I think it's predominantly in the Catholic Church.
Not in my religion, pal. That's over on that Catholic side over there.
No, hey, oi! I never said that the Christian religion was perfect either.
And those damn Catholics always fucking the kids.
Yeah, those Catholics like.
No, but the thing is though, that not only did it happen, which is bad enough, but it's all the big cover up, that thing. It's all the big cover up. They didn't want to admit it, and this whole thing about priests not being able to marry, I mean, that's fucked.
All right, Tim. Thanks so much for calling. You've been really good tonight.
So what else did you want to talk about, Tim, aside from hating Dee Snider and thinking he's coming off as delusional?
And taking it in the ass.
Well, no, you guys raised that. I didn't. But actually, Chris did, to be honest. But okay, well, give me your take on this thing with Dee Snider then.
Well, Tim, it really doesn't matter what Dee Snider says to me. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Dee could have his opinion about whatever it is, his career, other music, bands, whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter to me, and if I agree with it, I agree with it. If I don't, I don't. But I don't lose respect for the guy just because he has an opinion that I might not agree with. I mean, it's just like, oh, I hate you now, D. I liked your music then, but now you said something, now I hate you.
Yeah, it is true. I'm sounding like a bit of a dick, hey? You're right.
Who cares? It's Dee Snider. Who cares? You don't know the guy. You'll never meet the guy. You'll never be best friends, so who cares?
I'm way too attached to this metal shit, aren't I?
You are. You're way too involved.
Really bad. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. One more thing. Have you seen that 6 a.m. are doing meet and greets for about $200?
Wow.
Lucky you.
I know.
That's real savings.
Thinking. Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. Fuck Thayer. Blowjob.
Wow. You know the wife and kids weren't at home.
Apparently not.
Yeah. Cuts loose when they're not around.
I do love getting Tim to talk about the awful shit that he
did.
did.
Well, I admire the guy for being able to step up to the plate and just divulge it to you.
I know. These guys can bitch all they want in the chat room. Tim is my hero.
He is.
Tim will admit anything that he's done, and I love it. It's fucking
right.